What's the major differences between the Xbox Series X and the PlayStation 5? You might just start saying something like, oh, velocity architecture, something along those lines, or quick resume, or DualSense, or 3D audio, or Dolby surround sound. Like, you know, there's differences there, but I think the main differences are always going to be the games. And I know some people don't believe it when I say this, but to be honest with you, the games are the biggest difference maker. And, you know, and not only they're the biggest difference maker, but it's also one of the most interesting and intriguing aspects of video game consoles in the first place when it comes down to exclusives. I know some people don't understand this or don't believe it, but 100% sure as fact can be, you know, these consoles sell due to exclusives. Now, the interesting aspect to this is, yes, consoles can sell with exclusives, consoles can sell, you know, without exclusives, but I think the average person is buying consoles based on a number of factors, including having exclusives in the first place. So you have to sort of take that into consideration when you're looking at this, right? There's just no denying that. You know, when it comes to Microsoft and Sony, they both have their own set of games. Obviously, Microsoft has been a little lax on the exclusive front, and Sony has been out there releasing actual games and things like that for a while now. But when it comes down to why somebody might pick a PlayStation 5 instead of an Xbox Series X, I think the big thing is the exclusive games and that trust that people have built up with Sony throughout the years as a worldwide gaming brand. So, with that being said, I want to get started because this is a very, very beastly topic that a lot of people are going to be talking about, and I'm sure it's going to be quite controversial. I just want to say, what's up, everybody? Crapgamer here with Crapgamer Reviews. Back with another video. Thank you so much for checking it out. I appreciate it. Like, share, subscribe. I would appreciate that. It helps out the channel, and it means a lot to me personally. Again, much love to everybody that's come out and support the channel. We're rebuilding. We're doing things right. Hopefully you see that, and you know, again, like, all I'm asking for is a simple like on the videos, so thank you. With that being said, let's jump right into this. You know, listen, it's quite funny because the Xbox Series X is a really good console, the PlayStation 5 is a really good console, but people want proof that exclusives sell. And while technically people like to pretend like console game sales don't matter, or console sales don't matter, they really do. I mean, to be honest with you, there's so many games where I would have loved to seen a sequel, but obviously it didn't do well enough sales wise, and that's always an unfortunate situation. You know, like, even going back to being a Sega fan, I was a big Dreamcast fan, and obviously the Dreamcast didn't sell well enough to continue on selling consoles, which is like really unfortunate. But with that being said, I think that, you know, it's pretty clear that the PlayStation 5 is extremely successful, and I think that it's going to continue to see success, and I think that it's very interesting to see how games sell on that platform, considering what's going on with the lack of supply, first of all, and the second thing is that every time there seems to be a restock of PlayStation 5, the games that are available end up going back, and I'm talking about exclusive wise, end up going back to the top of the sales charts, which is very indicative of success. So this is in the UK specifically, but I can imagine that it's going to be like this pretty much everywhere. Ghost of Tsushima's Director's Cut tops the charts. PlayStation 5 games in general see a resurgence in the top 10. Sucker Punch Productions' Ghost of Tsushima Director's Cut has a really pretty much cut a bloody swath through the summit of the all-format charts, with a number of other PlayStation 5 exclusives also seeing spikes in sales throughout the top 10. Ghost of Tsushima's Director's Cut saw 91% of its sales on the PlayStation 5, with the rest made up of the PS4 edition of the game. So 91% are selling on the PlayStation 5, and you can imagine that that's pretty much going to be the uptake, if not more, on the rest of these. It seems like people are waiting to get these games until they get a PlayStation 5. Given the number of improvements to the PlayStation 5 version of the game, this probably isn't surprising. But what might be surprising is Ratchet & Clank Rift Apart came in at second place thanks to a 105% increase in sales, while Spider-Man Miles Morales web-shot itself into third place with a 92% sales increase. This was all in fact due to the PlayStation 5 getting a restock of of the console. So yeah, I think that's really, really incredible to see that happen. There's no doubt that Sony is very smart with all the things that they've been able to do to kind of drum up support for the PlayStation 5, and it shouldn't really come as much of a surprise because, you know, we keep seeing all these great things announced for the PlayStation 5, and fans are getting really, really excited about what's going on. And I think Sony might be just a little bit geniuses in how they were able to market some of the stuff for PlayStation. And what do I mean by that is the fact that they actually have tied themselves in with the new Spider-Man movie, which was a really kind of a stroke of genius if you think about it. So 355.5 million people have now seen the PlayStation 5 ad at the end of the new Spider-Man trailer. So Spider-Man No Way Home trailer has actually become the most watched trailer within a 24-hour time span. The first trailer received 355.5 million global views in its first 24 hours, surpassing the previous record holder, Avengers Endgame, which drove in 289 million views. So this is pretty incredible. A lot of people are obviously looking forward to it, and who knows, Sony might have something to announce, some kind of tie-in, some kind of content. They might have something, but at the very least, there's some kind of controllers that are out there. And again, this is going to be a very interesting point going forward for Sony, because everybody's going to associate, and they already do, Spider-Man with PlayStation and PlayStation 5. Sony seems like they've been really on the ball with the things that they've been able to do in terms of getting these games out, in terms of getting people excited for the future and the content and stuff like that. So for me personally, to see them kind of tie this in, and I know like maybe it's something like they'll have the Avengers game will have their content, their Spider-Man content out in time sometime around this movie. That would be a huge boost, I think, for the game, and obviously for the PlayStation brand as well. So yeah, nice to see that. And I gotta say, it's a fantastic time just to be a gamer overall. Nice to see all the love and support that are going around for everybody, and just, stuff like this makes it, I think, worthwhile owning these games. And for me personally, like I said, it all comes down to the content and the fact that, every time there's a PS5 restock, or every time there's some big event, it's tied into PlayStation, and that's what makes what Sony's doing quite genius, and still very much old school in comparison to what Microsoft is doing. Microsoft isn't really one to do a lot of the added things to make it seem like out there. For basically what they're doing is making it like worldwide, and Microsoft advertises on their dashboard and they do that kind of stuff, but I just don't think that hits the same kind of weight as a big television campaign, and having something like this, like having your ad at the end of a hugely regarded movie. Like if any movie in the pandemic era can make some waves, it's going to be Spider-Man, because I think that's obviously, and then the rumors that there's going to be the other Spider-Man from the previous movies in there as well. I think that's going to make a huge difference, and people, associate that with this one, and then associate that with PlayStation. Obviously, this could also help sales of like Miles Morales and the Spider-Man remaster. I think we're in for quite a treat from Sony in the future. And again, it's not such a bad thing having that associated with your brand. I think that's a really smart thing that they were able to go out there and do. So I'm looking forward to seeing what else can come from this. Again, Sony is on the right path with a lot of good things, and I've seen a lot of people really excited about the future and excited about what's going on with the happenings and things like that. So again, I guess it comes down to preference, and people are going to hate because I think that this is like a really smart move for for Microsoft or for Sony. But again, this is not really necessarily a knock on anybody. I'm just saying, for me personally, I think this is a very smart move and a very traditional move, and so I'm kind of a fan of that. So I hope that continues to be the case, and hopefully you guys continue to enjoy some of the content. If you did enjoy the content, maybe take a minute to consider subscribing, or take a minute to hit the like button or something along those lines. I would much appreciate it. I think you guys are fantastic. Have a fantastic, safe, happy day. And remember to have some fun gaming and stuff like that. It's just video games, folks. It's not life and death. It's not worth anything, any kind of amount of heartache or anguish or anything like that. So with that being said, rack 'em up, fact 'em up, Crap Gamer 'em up, Crap Gamer out.